How long does it take you if you've said something that you're not supposed to say, you realize, what? I probably shouldn't have said that. How long after you say something that you're not supposed to say or do something that you know that was probably not the smartest thing for me to do? How long did it take you to realize you shouldn't have said that or done that after you've said or done it? Usually it's almost instantly in a lot of situations, right? And that's because when we respond based on emotion. Now, it's a human nature thing. It's difficult. We hear something and we're quick to just quote unquote clap back, so to speak, right? But that whole idea of clapping back or just saying something just off the cuff without even thinking about it could get you in trouble. Has that ever happened to anyone? Have you ever said something in a relationship to your partner and you realize after you say, like, geez, probably shouldn't have said that? And then what happens sometimes is that people dig in because now they know they're probably guilty of whatever was going on sometimes. And if not, they probably really shouldn't have said what they just said, but you already said it. And then you're the people who say, well, I already said it anyway, I can't take it back. Well, that doesn't make it right because you already said it. And you say, well, it's not like I can take it back. Well, that's why we got to think about what we say before we say it, because we cannot take it back. Think of how many opportunities, I don't know if it's ever happened to any of you, but sometimes people lose opportunities because they're too rushing to judgment, rushing to speak, rushing to be heard based on emotion without thinking through what has happened, right? Burning bridges off of emotion because they're not thinking through, right? And then responding, being thoughtful, having a thoughtful response, responding with their mind, so to speak, which means that you've actively been thinking about your response and not responding off of emotion, which is when we're likely to say anything. And then remember, when we say something, we can't take it back. So has that ever happened to any of you? Because I've seen a lot of people just be hot headed and, well, I already said it already and it don't matter, and I said it and I said what I said and it's okay. And also, what happens as a result of what you said, you now have to live with it. Relationships get destroyed, professional and personal, because people say stuff that they're not supposed to say. You can't say certain things to somebody you're in love with, in a relationship with, married with, dating, whatever the case is, if you expect that relationship to be happy. If you're all talking to each other in all sorts of crazy way. Because apologies only amount to this much. And after a while, nobody wants to hear the apology because they believe what you're saying is what you mean. So don't act off of emotion. Think before you speak.